It was at the height of the pandemic when Rebecca's father suddenly passed away. It was a difficult time. A time when she also found out she would soon have to leave her home because her landlord had issued a no-fault eviction.
We was kind of paused, so we felt, although we got 6 months, because it was a COVID Section 21, the time just dripped away. And although we was trying to find a house, we wasn't really getting anywhere. It was only 2 weeks before the Section 21 was due to end that we got told that we could have this house.
A no-fault eviction is completely legal, but it left Rebecca feeling incredibly insecure. Moving into this house was supposed to be a fresh start. But within months, she received a letter telling her someone else was now managing the property. Then, a few months later, someone else. Within 18 months, she says 5 different companies have managed the property.
My job is to keep my kids safe. It's to make sure that they've got that secure roof over their head. It's to make sure that they know that this is their safe space. None of us felt secure. We felt vulnerable, and you didn't know, you can't plan for even in a couple of months' time.
Rebecca lives on the East Marsh in Grimsby, housing that was built for trawlermen in the 1800s. But after the fishing industry was decimated, they were snapped up by scores of private owners, or left to fall into disrepair. Many of these properties are often bought in bulk on auction sites. In fact, Rebecca's was listed for sale while she was living there. Now, this is entirely legal, but one man who lives right on this street wants to try and change that. Billy is born and bred in East Marsh. After seeing how it changed since his childhood, 5 years ago he set up East Marsh United. They started sweeping the streets. Now they have dozens of projects, including buying and renovating local houses.
Home is the basic building block for a family to be able to grow and flourish. And then for a family to relate to their neighbours and their other neighbours, and so to build community. So to have a stable community here on the East Marsh is really, really hard when that ground keeps getting pulled out from under people's lives. We're there to actually be there for our tenants before we're there for our money, and we have been so far and we will be ongoing.
They now own 8 houses in East Marsh. The latest to their list is Rebecca's.
East Marsh United are like a blanket that wants to wrap around everybody. They're just... I can't thank them enough personally.
How do you feel knowing that they now own this house?
Everything just was like,
East Marsh United are now planning to own as many as 100 of these homes. They say it's all part of their effort to help stabilise the foundations of this community.
And Amelia joins us from Grimsby. Amelia, have you been able to speak to the companies that previously managed Rebecca's house?
Well, Lena, it's actually been quite difficult to get in touch with them and verify that turnover because 2 of them are now dissolved and I haven't heard back from the others. But as I said in my report, a high turnover of management companies or landlords is entirely legal. You can buy a house with tenants in situ, and if a landlord wants to, they can issue a Section 21 notice. But a charity I spoke to in Hull today says that that instability is placing huge strain on both tenants and the houses they live in.
I think it's really unfair that a whole section of society that lives in rented accommodation, especially at the lower end of the market, has to live with that instability and insecurity hanging over them. I mean, a home is it's a basic human right. And I think most of us who have a stable home, and obviously you can lose your home if you don't pay your mortgage or whatever, but those of us that have a stable home, we almost take it for granted.
Now, the government has promised to end no-fault eviction in the upcoming Renters Reform Bill, which it says will redress the balance in the market and provide more security for tenants. Security that people like Rebecca say is so vital.